So, starting with the name of Allah, the most gracious and most compassionate. So, I welcome you, dear students, once again to lecture number 9. Hope that everybody is healthy and best in their best health. So, today we're going to discuss about that how to develop the personality. It means what steps we have to follow and what strategy we have to follow in order to develop our personality. So it might be very experiencing to everyone, and everyone might be experiencing different strategy and different types in their life, and they might be experiencing the different people in their life. They might be very impressive from the other humans' activities. So by any means they do what positive change brings in their life, that it is reflecting the personality of person. So there are some main concerning topics regarding the how to develop the personality. We will discuss it now in regard to the personality development. Here in the introductory parts, if I say that if I have believed that I can do it, I shall surely acquire the capacity to do it, even if I may not have it at the very beginning. But if I would like to do something positive, I can do it. So is actually we define that what is personality development. So personality development is simply, we can say, is actually the development from the organized patterns of attitudes and behavior which makes an individual very much distinctive from others, makes the person unique from others. So that is the personality development, organized patterns of the attitudes that makes the people different from other people. So personality development, what is this? It is an improvement in all spheres of an individual life, be it with friends, in the office, or in other environment. So you improve your way of communication, action and reaction. Your thoughts and feelings are quite different and distinctive from others. So that is what it refers to, the personality development. So personality development program is an important factor which decide an individual career. The need for identifying and improving an individual personality has been felt a vital component in moments by everyone who aspire for a good responsibility to shape good future for good peoples. So this is one of the most important topics which plays a vital roles, that we should have to be unique in regards to our activity. That uniqueness will determine our personalities. So what are the importance of personality development? Let me just say something about that. What are the importance of personality developments? Personality development goes a long way in reduce stress and conflicts. So the importance of this development, it's going to remove the stress from the human body. It would like to just remove the conflicts in the life the people are facing with so personality development goes along in way in order to reduce stress and conflicts. Personality. The second point in personality development, why it is important. It helps you to develop a positive attitudes in your life. And having a positive attitudes, it means that you would enjoy your life better as compared to those who are not having a positive attitudes. So personality development prepares every individual and helps him to make a mark of his own or her own in his life, and to make him a unique person. Personality development makes you very much differentiable and distinctive and unique among the other peoples. That's why you will be representing in society the greatest personality. Why the people are different in society? It's because of their personality traits, and because of personality developments they are so much being respected in society. And almost all people may not be like that, but some great people, so the unique people who are possessing a great features, a great characteristics, a great traits in their life, is more lovable to the others. So that is what the benefits and importance of personalities. And having a good personality means having a good opportunity of life to enjoy your life. Now some tips here to be developed regarding the personalities. So we're going to talk about it. And whatever technical knowledge you have learned through education, it has an important role just to shape your career. But the other is, which is very important, then that is our personality. How is your personality? How much powerful and confident you look? So this is important. You might be having a technical education, you might be very qualified, and you might be very playing great role in societies, but it is only shaping your career, but it may not reflects your personalities. What is in importance, and what powerful things do you have that make you confident, that you look confident? That is your personalities. So for example, we ask that what is your image in sight of different peoples. So it is very important, as a person you develop yourself in a very good manner. Your personality is strong and powerful, you need to know. So I'm sharing with you some tips to enhance and to improve your personalities. If you follow these tips, many changes will come in your life by adopting these steps. So let me discuss 8 steps a bit in details. Follow the one, and by the passage of time you might experience some positive changes in your life. First is dressing sense. Check your attire and be confident in yourself. It means that if you would like to be different from the others in a different social groups, in a group life, among society and organizations, so you have to dress up in an organized manner. Dressing sense means this dressing sense shows you are organized, and this shows your better management, that how you dressed up in a gatherings. So definitely the people will be thinking that much he is dressed up in a well organized manner, how he would be well organized in his activities. So that is why dressing style is affecting the personality of a person. So it gives yourself a confidence to boost, knowing that you look good and dress appropriately. One's physical appearance has an important role to play with while making desirable impressions. Neat and tidy clothes are very very much important. It attracts the personalities, the attention of other peoples. So there are some impressive color that impress the peoples. For example, gray, white, black and blue, they are all called powerful colors which attracts the peoples if you dressed up with all these colors. So in regarding the dressing sense, so dress up in a decent manner and keep your surrounding in mind. While flashy colors, body tattoos or piercing convey unprofessional attitudes, iron neatly clothes make you look presentable. So very flashy colors, very bright colors, it shows your unprofessionalism in your working setup. So use a very decent color and dressing style. Be in a natural dressing style. Do not copy and paste the dressing style or other which makes you then which makes you a difference in your thoughts. So be in a normal positions with a normal dress, but it should be clean, ironed and neatly with some decent color. This dressing style is affecting the personality, your personality style and your personality. So you have to dress up very well, be very tidy and clean in your respect of your management of and organizing of yourself. So if you are dressed up very well organized, so definitely this well organized dressing style will definitely affect the the psychology of your other people, and they will be thinking that how the person looks like, what a dressing style he is having. So how much he is given too much time in his own management, his own organization of his body, so how he would be very much impressive and very much organized in the activities. So that is why the first tips that makes your personality, your dressing style. And second thing that makes you unique in regards to development of the personalities, communications. So communication is an art, can be learned and it can be developed. So communication works for those who work at it. communication works for those who work at it. یعنی کسایی که میخواه بهترین کمیونیکیشن داشته باشه و به خاطر کمیونیکیشن کار میکنه. So the law of paying the price is nothing free for you. You must pay the price, improve your color, tone, voice, facial expression, body language. It all comes in your. So remove the mental blocks, and nobody is born good communicator. You have to work on it, and then you can it. So communications, good communicators, and being a good communicator itself, it's developed in being unique and attractive in your working condition. It attracts that you are the great personality. So the more you do it, the more comfortable you will get it. So talk to more people who are in high position. You would like to be relaxed. And study shows all other things are being equal. Communication skills and leadership can distinguish you what you will achieve in your life. It means that studies show that the things that makes you different from others, that is your leadership and communication style. Watch good communicators. Keep on reading, writing, listen. So when you're keeping reading too much, writing too much, and listening too much, and work on your communication. So brain has many ways to reach information, that how to use them. It means that a good communicator is when a person is talking, how he communicate as a body language and facial expressions and oral communication. It of course and definitely 100% it makes the person unique and a great person. We call it a great personality. So a good communicator could be the great persons. So remove the mental blocks, the mental problem that you are having, because this mental blocks, it means never think that I can't do it. It's a mental blocks. It means your mentality has been blocked here. So here nobody is born a good communicator. So you have to remove this point from yourself. You have to try your best. You can do it. So a good communications is an art, can be learned and can be developed. So if a person is a good communicator, so these tips develop your personalities. Next tips, that is language is very important. Never use your cheap and loose language when you are having a conversation with somebody. So if your language is full of these cheap words, and so your personality would be projected the same in the minds of others, that your character is not good. So using bad language, cheap language, bad language, bad sentence, so using of all this, it's adversely affecting your personality, and you will be projected a very bad person in minds of others. So if you would like to have a great personality, so you have to be very careful in using of your language. Whatever you are speaking, it is coming out later before it is created in mind. If you are using cheap language, it means your mind is filled with so many bad words. So try to use good words and read good books and listen to good communicators. If you're using a good words, if you're reading a good books and you're listening to good communicators, this will improve your personalities. And try to use a good language, good sentence, attractive words, just to project yourself a great person in mind of the others. But if you are using very bad in words, it's directly projecting in mind of others that you are not a good person. So try to use a good language. So that is a good language itself. It's a tips for developing the personalities, as well as read more often and develop new interest. So good readers are good leaders. So start reading a book before be selective and choosy to read that book. Good books. Successful people have read good books and haven't filled their mind with bad thoughts. Successful people are always reading the good books, and they would like to fill up their minds with the good thoughts, not with the bad one. So if personally you don't have an access to great people, if you're not having access to good people in your life, just read the books of the good peoples if you're not personally engaged in contact with them. So a man of very few interests has very few little to talk to you, but if you are well informed about things and cultivate a number of interests, more people tend to like you. When you meet new people, you do not have to think about what to say, as you can share your knowledge or your interest and get them engaged in conversations. Having an opinions in being too confidently put it forward doesn't just help making your conversation interesting, but also makes you look more influential and more well informed around the peoples. So reading of a great books, while you're reading the great books of the great leaders of a great peoples, doesn't matter if you're not having a personal communication with a great personality. Read the books of a great personality, read the books of great peoples. So when you're reading, so you're learning that you're learning something great, and your thoughts and feeling would be filled up, and mind will be filled up with the great thoughts and feelings in words. So definitely it will affect your personality. So try to read, and often read, and read more, and develop this interest in order to bring a positive changes in our life. Like for example, let us to study the life of the Prophet, peace be upon him, how he was living, because we are not having a personal communication now with the Prophet. So to see him, and we are not having access to saw him in the past, but because he has been already not here with the as in this world. But if you would like to change in our own personality, we have to study the life of the Prophet. We have to read the books, we have to read the many articles regarding the prophets. Reading of all these things, it's that things will reflect the project the Prophet life, how he was living, how was he interacting, how was he communicating with the people. So it's affecting and projecting something different in our minds, and we might be influenced from the thoughts and feeling of the prophets. So reading the great people's books will make us a great. So that is a tips for personality developments. Another things is discussion also bring a positive changes in your life. See if the discussion is very much informative. If you are entering to some processions, entering to some meetings and gathering where the influential people, the very educated peoples are there, try to engage yourself in that discussions and exchange your thoughts and idea. Of course it will increase your personality, but remember the point that if the discussion goes in a wrong way, if the discussion is very cheap, discussion is not good, and bad sentences, bad thoughts are being exchanged there, try to keep yourself away, because it's affecting your personality. So don't engage in debate and discussion where there is a criticism and bad thoughts are being exchanged. Don't waste your positive energy in a loose discussions. They just want to fight, and they don't have concern and care what is the end result of discussions. So what is right and what is wrong, just they enjoy fighting. So saying that if you fight with a pig, you can both get dirty, but the pig loves it. Some people loves the fighting. They don't discuss for a reason to get the benefit from the discussion, but they want to keep the discussion very hot and just enjoy the moment of discussions. Like this good. Some people just would like fighting. They don't see the end result, but they just like the fighting. So those like for example, a very great saying, everything will be clear here. If you fight with a pig, you both get dirty. But what happens? The pig only loves the fighting. So that is why try to engage in a good discussion. Leave yourself away from the bad discussions. That is another tips for personality development. So think about a discussion in which direction it goes. If it goes in negative side, don't lose your energy in a useless thoughts. Discuss to develop your thoughts. Wherever there is irrelevant discussion, keep yourself away from that. Discuss about idea, good thoughts, or for growth of yourself. And choose that friend who discusses relevant things to start growth and brings changes in your life. Pick up those friends, and those friends who are not discussing in the right directions and is affecting your personalities, keep yourself away from such kind of friends. So bring the people in your list who are great in the discussion, that you can improve yourself. So discussion itself is the tips for the personality development. So, and as well as very important things in today's life, just people are making joke of their day-to-day life, and they would like to make the people funny and happy. So stop cheap jokes, because it represents your personality to others, how you communicate with others. It projects your personality, such as in social media, in Facebook and Twitter. So many people are sharing many stories that is irrelevant, that is immodest, that is not good. that is not coming in context of the ethics. So some people are just sharing some sort of jokes uh, in the Facebooks and social media. This is reflecting your personality, that which kind of mentality you're having. If you're sharing a great thoughts and a great idea that people read that one and people get the benefit from them, so it shows your personality, how much great informative and a great person you are. It shows that you are disseminating and spreading the knowledge among the people. Just the people get this knowledge from the social media. So do not share sharing of such jokes in the will affects your personality. It's projecting your personality. Don't use stop cheap jokes. Professions. Whatever your profession are, work more than you paid. More efforts can make and enhance your personality. This is the growth formula. You have many possibilities to develop your personalities. It is only possible when you get the responsibility. For example, government can feed peoples. Government can feed the people, but government is not able to fulfill the wish of everyone. So you can make yourself extraordinary by doing efforts and feeling responsible. For example, the job or the profession that you are given in organization to you, the money that you are paid, your efforts are more than that. The wages and salary that you are being paid. It means that in your profession you are performing the great things and you are doing the great efforts, but in return you get less amount. So this will increase your personality and people would give you the preference to you because in less amount of the money you are doing the great things. So such people are very successful people and they are staying for a long time in the organization because less paid but more works. So that is why we say that work more than you paid. So work more than you paid, it's developing your personalities, and you will be the great person in the minds of the other, and you will be projected the right person in the organizations. People will be thinking he is not working for the money, but he is working for the organizations. This is helping you to develop your personalities. And all these steps might bring, if you follow, might bring some positive changes in your life, what we explained today in regard to the development of personalities. If you practice these and follow these in your life, you might experience a bit changes in your life, a bit changes in your personalities by the passage of time. But I'm sure I give you the guarantee, if you follow all these tips, you will be the great and unique persons in your societies, and you will have been developed a great personalities. It might help you, so I guarantee you, try to follow these steps in your life. Inshallah, you will be the great persons and your personality will be developed. So thank you for your attentions. Till then, Allah Hafiz, goodbye, wish you all the best.